Just want to show you a little bit about my camp setup. It's very basic. I have a 10 foot by 10 foot tarp, and it's getting pretty old, and it's stretched out. The seams are still really good and tight, but the rest of it, because all the different configurations I've put it in over the years, plow points and things like that, the interior space of the tarp is stretched out a little bit, so it's pretty hard to get it good and taut anymore. We knew it was going to be raining, so I decided I was going to set it up in the diamond configuration as opposed to a square, and that way I get maximum coverage for my hammock. I have a hammock, and around that hammock is an underquilt. Some people call them under blankets, and over that is a quilt protector. And I purchased that super lightweight, but it will protect the underquilt from mud and water, debris, things like that when it's rainy. When you're getting in your hammock you can throw in the washer. It's not a problem, but a lot of underquilts, you have to take it to a special facility to have it laundered, or it's a major chore to launder an underquilt. So this just is a fairly inexpensive, easy way to protect the outside of the quilt from getting dirty. And inside the hammock, I have a Helicon Swagman roll, and I use that as my top quilt. And last night it was down into the upper 50s, and I was perfectly comfortable with it. I always put a heavy-duty space blanket down underneath my tarp that does a lot of different things. It gives me a way to where I can take my boots off in the evenings. Before I get in my hammock, I'll get leaves and debris all over my socks, and getting back into the hammock where all that debris is going to collect for whatever evenings I'm going to be in there. And I have drip lines on everything, and they worked out really well. Drip lines, just a piece of cordage you droop over your connection points, and as water runs down the lines, it hits that and comes down and drips off onto the ground. It doesn't soak into your hammock. And this is my basic setup. I'm going to take you around and show you the other side, and tell you how and why I'm going to be doing the things that I do when I come out to camp, especially hammock camp. Another thing I always do is I put a little bit of 550 cordage around a tree, put a carabiner in it, and I hang my pack there. That makes it a whole lot easier to get what I need to get out of my pack. It keeps it off the ground so the insects don't get in it. Doesn't get dirty, doesn't get wet, and from the ground. And if I need to put it underneath my tarp if it's raining, it's a real quick, easy disconnect. I put it right up underneath the hammock, and it stays dry. But it makes it very easy for me to access everything that's here. And a lot of the stuff I'm going over, how I set up my camp, or what I use in my camp, it's old news for a lot of you out there that may be watching this. But those of you that are new to bushcrafting, new to want to do wild camping, or getting out backpacking and things like that, these are some of the things that you may want to consider as you go out and try this stuff yourself. As the time goes by, I'm going to be doing videos featured on specifically how I set things up, and explain specifically why I set things up. And so that way, if you are new to getting outdoors, wild camping, bushcrafting, all that stuff, you will get further information on that. But as you can see, this is a pretty nice setup. It's very simple. It's very easy to keep track of all your kit. And when you need to pack up and go, it's really easy to break things down, put it where you need it in your pack, put your pack on, and hit the trail. One of the last things I'm going to go over, things that are in my camp. Maybe you've seen these in another view, but these are called load cells. I first started off using different sizes of bags, dry sacks, compression bags, things like that, for the things I carry in my backpack. It keeps everything separated into, I guess, topic-based or subject-based items. Like this right here, This is all of my cook gear. My meals, all my food, my cook pot, all of that stuff is in here. My camera gear is in here. And so that way, if I need anything from that category, I just grab it and go. Another nice thing, as opposed to having to go through your pack and sort through all kinds of loose things, being able to take these out, set these underneath my hammock for real quick access really makes things convenient. But when I take something out, as soon as I'm finished with it, I put it right back in here. And if I have to leave in a hurry, if there's a storm front coming through, something like that, I can grab this, put that in the pack, and it's done. I don't have to go around my camp and pick up 15, 20 different items and throw it in my pack. And usually forgetting something and leaving it in the woods. So this way it helps me keep organized. It speeds camp setup and camp teardown a whole lot easier, a whole lot faster. Whether you're using some type of a bag, a stuff sack, or something a little nicer, a little more purpose-built like load cells, it's a real nice way to stay organized, and it will definitely help your packing and also your access to what you need to access when you need to access it when you're actually in camp. I've really enjoyed the time I've been camping with my friends from Southern Ohio Buscrafting, and throughout this whole time of enjoying time with them, I've come up with ideas, say, hey, well, that's a potential video. I'm going to go shoot that. And just showing you my camp setup was one of those. It's something I do every time I go out, and I never think about relaying any information about that. But now with this new channel I've got going on, I figured any opportunity is an opportunity to shoot footage. It's an opportunity to potentially produce a video that somebody out there might be able to get some information from and actually be able to use that to improve your own camping experience. I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about a lot of things, but I've learned what I've learned. A lot of times that was through making mistakes, and through learning those things, the good things that I've learned, the things that work really well, become habit. And I just do that. I do different setups all the time. I take out different types of camping equipment, and for each one of those things, I have a different way of going about doing those. In the future, I plan on doing more detailed videos on specifically how I set up my hammock rig, how I set up the tarp, how I attach the underquilt, how I pack my backpack, how I go about planning for a weekend trip, how I would go about planning for a week-long trip. Those are all videos that is written down and just ideas that I would love to exploit here in the future. If you did get something out of this and you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate hearing from you in the comments. If any of you out there are far more knowledgeable than I am and you have some tips either on videography or hammock camping or camping in general, please, by all means, put her down there in the comments. If you like what you're seeing with these videos, please click subscribe. And also, if you want to stay in touch with some of the videos I've got going on, go ahead and click the notification bell. I'm going to try to publish every single Wednesday, but there are a few videos that I want to try to squeeze in between those as well. So that notification button will definitely notify you when those videos are coming up. And as always, if you like it, click the thumbs up. And even if you don't like it and you click that thumbs down, especially if you click the thumbs down, provide a comment, because this is brand new for me, and any positive, even if it may appear negative with a thumbs down, if there's information you could provide for me to be able to make videos in the future to where I can get a thumbs up from you, then please do it. I'd really appreciate that. Folks, I've enjoyed my time here, and I'm going to go over and say goodbye to my friends. So I will say farewell to you for now, and thanks very much for watching.